Hello children, welcome to Text Tutor Academy. Once again, I welcome all to attend our social science classes. Okay, so which chapter we were discussing? Yes, the first chapter, Geographical Diversity of India. Very interesting chapter actually. You have to remember the world or the place where we are living. Our country with all these diversities in the physiography of India. Just imagine in one place it's heavy rain, the other side it's very hot. Then some place it's fully covered with the snow. Then depending upon that, people are shaping their life. So it's really a wonder. Okay. So one by one, actually it's a big chapter, but the content is easy to study. Yes or no? Okay. So one by one, you have to cover all the portions, and we are discussing about the physiographic divisions. Okay. And already we covered some physiographic divisions, and now we are moving on to the other physiographic division. Few more remaining. Okay, which is the one Peninsular Plateau. So what is the meaning of plateau? Plateau means a tableland. It looks like a table. Okay, what do you mean by a tableland? Like this with the flat top part. Okay, so these are the plateaus, the shape of the plateau. Okay, top, then the top part will be a flat tabletop, like the tabletop. Okay, so that's why Peninsular Plateau. Okay, then Peninsular Plateau is one of the oldest physiographic division in India. Among the Peninsular Plateau, the Deccan Plateau is one of the oldest one and the largest plateau in the world. Okay, one of the largest plateau in the world. Look at the position of Peninsular Plateau. Yeah, like our cone ice cream. Where the Peninsular Plateau is locating at the middle of center of India. Okay, the Peninsular Plateau divided into two types, which are the Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau, the largest one. I told you, Deccan Plateau formed by volcanic eruption, by the solidification of lava. Okay, when volcanic eruption happened, lava comes out. Okay, and this lava gets solidified there, and it looks like a tabletop land, which is very much rich in minerals. And that is called the Deccan Plateau, one of the largest in the world and the oldest physiographic division. And which is the other division of Peninsular Plateau? Central Highland. Okay, so we are discussing about the physiographic division, Peninsular Plateau. So what do you mean by a plateau? A tabletop land. Clear? Then which are the divisions of Peninsular Plateau? Deccan Plateau and Central Highland. Got it? The Peninsular Plateau. The plateau is rich in minerals. This region is very rich in minerals, forest, and is home to many tribal communities. Clear? Beautiful waterfalls and rivers from the plateau help to generate hydroelectric power and to attract tourists. So, you have to remember that actually there are two types of rivers originating in India. First one is the Himalayan rivers. Already you studied Himalayan rivers. So what do you mean by Himalayan rivers? The rivers which are originating from Himalayan mountains. Okay, which are the Himalayan rivers? Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. Okay, so the rivers which are originating from Himalayas are called Himalayan rivers. Then in India, some rivers are originating from Peninsular Plateau. Okay, from the plateau also, some rivers are originating and they are known as Peninsular rivers. Okay, so these peninsular rivers are, Peninsular Plateau is one of the major source of some of the rivers. Which are the rivers? Just listen. Which are the rivers? Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, Mahanadi, Narmada, and Tapti. These are the peninsular rivers. Okay, so once again, the plateau is rich in minerals, forest, and is home to many tribal community. Second thing, beautiful waterfalls and rivers from the plateau help to generate hydroelectric power. So, many rivers are originating from this plateau region, like these rivers. Okay, I told you. And we are using the water from these rivers to generate electricity, and also one of the major tourist attraction. All the dam areas are tourist spot nowadays. Okay. Then, Peninsular India's rivers are largely seasonal, originating in the Western Ghats and flowing east towards the Bay of Bengal. What is another thing? Many of the peninsular rivers are seasonal. What is the meaning of seasonal? Summer season, the water level will come down, and rainy season the river get flooded. Okay, that's the meaning of seasonal rivers. So, the peninsular rivers are seasonal rivers. Only in some seasons the river get flooded. Then, they are originating from Western Ghats and flowing east towards the Bay of Bengal. Many of the peninsular rivers are flowing towards the Bay of Bengal, but two rivers are flowing towards the Arabian Sea. That's the difference. Total, how many peninsular rivers are there? Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapti. 6 peninsular rivers are there. Among the 6 peninsular rivers, 4 rivers are flowing towards the Bay of Bengal. Okay. 4 നദികൾ എവിടെയാണ് ഒഴുകി എത്തിച്ചേരുന്നത്? In the Bay of Bengal. Which are the rivers? Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari and Mahanadi. And at the same time, 2 rivers. Which are the 2 rivers? Narmada and Tapti. They are flowing eastward. Sorry, westward. Okay. Once again, sorry. Narmada and Tapti flowing westward and reaching Arabian Sea. Got it? Okay. Narmada and Tapti. Example, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri west are flowing towards the eastern side. Okay, to the Bay of Bengal, and the west flowing rivers are Narmada and Tapti. They drain into the Arabian Sea. So, which are the west flowing peninsular rivers? Narmada and Tapti. Okay. Now we want to study the another physiographic division. So, what's the name of that? Indian amazing coastline. India's amazing coastline. What's the meaning of coastline? Tira Pradesham. Clear? But before moving into this coastline, once again, we have to codify the different physiographic divisions. Which are the physiographic division? Starting with the first one, Himalayan mountain. Himalayan. Second one, Gangetic plain. Gangetic plain. Then the third one, Thar desert or Great Indian Desert. Then the fourth one, Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau. Then when we study this Thar desert, we also mentioned about the Aravalli Hills. Aravalli Hills. Okay. So, these are the 4 things we already completed. Himalayan, Gangetic, Thar Desert, Peninsular Plateau. Now, which are the 2 parts of the Peninsular Plateau? Which are the 2 parts? Yeah, Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. So, what do you mean by a plateau? Plateau means a tabletop land. Okay. Then these plateaus are rich in mineral, forest, and many tribal communities are living there. They are major source of rivers. Some of the peninsular rivers are Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapti. What is the peculiarity of these rivers? They are seasonal in nature. Then among these 6 rivers, 4 rivers are drain to the Bay of Bengal, and 2 rivers into the Arabian Sea towards the west. Got it? Now we are moving on to the India's amazing coastline. Coastline means Tira Pradesham. Which are the 2 coasts of India? Yeah, western coast and the eastern coast. Which are the 2 coastlines? Western coast and the eastern coast. Okay, we want to study one by one both of them. Western coast. Look here, western coast. The western coast of India is a narrow strip of land between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. Look here, where the western coast is locating? Western coast of India is a narrow strip of land between the Arabian Sea. Here it is the Arabian Sea. Okay, Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. So, a narrow region. Okay, a narrow region. Got it? The western coastal plain has narrow width ranging from 10 to 25 kilometers. 10 to 25 kilometers. It stretches from Gujarat to Kerala, passing through Maharashtra, Goa and Karnataka. So, the western coastal plain is stretching from Gujarat, here, Gujarat to Kerala. Which all states are covering? Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra. Okay, western coastal plain like a sandwich between where? Arabian Sea and Western Ghats. Okay, keep in mind, western coastal plain lies like a, one side it's Arabian Sea, the other side it's the Western Ghats. In between a narrow strip of land. This land is known as western coast. Okay, western Tira Pradesh എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. This is the western coast. It's narrow. How much? 10 to 25 kilometer width. How much is the width? 10 to 25 kilometers. Then it stretches from, which all states? From Gujarat to Kerala. The western coastal plain is stretching from Gujarat to Kerala. Okay, got it. This is the western coastal plain. They are narrow. The width is very narrow, only 10 to 25. Then it has submerged coastline, creating natural conditions for port and harbors. So here in the western side you can see many port and harbors, seaport. Okay, seaport and harbors. Most rivers which originating in the western Ghats flow rapidly and form estuaries rather than deltas. Example, Narmada and the Tapti river. Another peculiarity, in this side they form estuaries, not deltas. Okay, another peculiarity is that they found estuaries rather than deltas. So, what is the difference between a delta and an estuary? Estuary means, what is the Malayalam term for estuary? Ayamugam. Okay, where the river water get mixed with the ocean salt water. Is called the estuaries. Delta means the mouth of the river which enter into the ocean. Okay, that is the difference. So, most rivers which originate in the western Ghats flow rapidly and form estuaries rather than deltas. Okay, so they form estuaries. Got it? Narmada and the Tapti. Now, east coast, the second one. So, the first one is western coastal plain lying in between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats, narrow with a width of 10 to 25 kilometers. Okay, then the states starting from Gujarat to Kerala. Now, we are moving on to the eastern coast. Where the eastern coast is located? Yeah, same like a Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats lying between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. Can you see this blue one? Now it become brown. So, between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal lies the eastern coastal plain. Okay, look here. The eastern coast of India is located between the Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghats. It stretches from West Bengal to Tamil Nadu, passing through Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. So, which are the states? West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, eastern coastal plains are wider than the western coastal plain with an average width of 120 kilometer but can reach 200 kilometer in delta areas. So, the width, how much is the width of eastern coastal plain? 120 to 200 kilometers. So, it's wider than western coast. Okay, eastern coast is wider than western coast. Got it? Then, look here, the Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Mahanadi rivers create fertile deltas, making the land ideal for farming. So, this is one of the suitable place for cultivation because all these rivers form deltas in the eastern coastal plain, whereas estuaries are formed in the western coastal plain. You got the difference? So, what do you want to study? Once again, coastal plain. Coastal plain. Which are the two coastal plain? Western coastal plain and eastern coastal plain. Okay. Then, where is western coastal plain located? Between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats. Between Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. What is the another peculiarity? It's narrow. Narrow width. How much? 10 to 25. Then here estuaries. Estuaries are formed. Here estuaries are formed. Then which are the states? Kerala, Gujarat, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra. Got it. Now moving on to the eastern coastal plain. Where it is located? Yeah, between Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. Then one is narrow, the other one is wide. Wider. Okay. How much is the width? How much? 100 to 200. 100 to 200. Then here what formed? The rivers formed deltas. Which are the states? Tamil Nadu, Odisha, West Bengal. Okay, these are the states. Got it? Western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. Okay, now we want to study about the two islands of India. Which are the two islands? Yeah, one is in the Arabian Sea and the other one is in the Bay of Bengal. What is the name of the island in the Arabian Sea? Lakshadweep. Okay, close to 300 kilometers from Kochi. Kochi is 1,300 kilometers island and Lakshadweep Island. Okay, so which are the two island communities of India? One is in the Arabian Sea and the other one is in the Bay of Bengal. We want to study about the features of these islands. Okay, Indian islands. The Indian islands refers to the group of islands scattered across the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. The two main island groups are the Lakshadweep Island and the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Which are the two major islands in India? Lakshadweep Island and the Andaman Nicobar Islands. These islands have unique wildlife, beautiful beaches, coral reef and volcanoes and are home to several ancient tribal communities. Okay, so these islands are unique because of their wildlife. Then the beautiful beaches, coral reefs, coral reef islands, volcanoes are also present in these islands and are home to several ancient tribes. Okay, so which are the two island groups of India? Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar. Where it is located? Can you see? Here. This is the group of Lakshadweep Islands, scattered group of Lakshadweep Islands, and here it is the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Okay, so scattered group of islands in the two oceans of India, Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar. Let us begin with the Lakshadweep Islands. Lakshadweep is an archipelago. What do you mean by archipelago? Group of islands. Lakshadweep is actually a group of islands and it is located in the Arabian Sea close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. Told you, very close to Kochi, only 300 kilometers. Okay, so it is made up of 36 islands and is also of coral with a land area of 32 square kilometer. How many islands are there in Lakshadweep? 36 islands are there, and among these 32 square kilometer is made with a coral reef. Coral means Pavidaputtu. Okay, coral reef islands. How much? 32 square kilometer area of these Lakshadweep islands are coral reef islands. Okay, only 10 of the islands are inhabited and the remaining 26 are uninhabited. So, Lakshadweep is a group of islands which consist of 36 islands, and among these islands 32 square kilometer is made of coral reefs. Then among the 36 islands only people are living in 10 islands. Okay, the rest of 26 are uninhabited. Then now moving on to Andaman Nicobar Islands. That is also a group of islands, archipelago, comprises about 570 islands. How many islands are there? 570, divided into two distinct groups. One is Andaman and the other one is Nicobar. So, the two island community, one is the Andaman and the other one is Nicobar. Total it consists of how many islands? 570 islands. Then, the islands are home to diverse indigenous tribes, stunning beaches and clear waters, making them a popular destination for tourists. Historical significance: many of our freedom fighters were jailed there under the most severe condition in a prison complex called Cellular Jail. So, in history also, this island, what is the peculiarity? During when the Britishers are ruling in India, one jail constructed in this Andaman side. Okay, that jail is known as Cellular Jail. If someone will put in that jail, it's very difficult for them to escape from there. Okay, one movie is there. One old movie, Mohanlal movie known as Kala Pani. In that movie, it's clearly explaining about the condition of that severe torturing in that jail, Indians how they faced. Okay, so in this Andaman Nicobar Island, one jail there, Cellular Jail, during the time of the Britishers. So, how many islands are there in Andaman? 570 islands. Okay, now let us move on to the delta known as Sundarban, the largest delta, one of the largest delta in India known as Sundarban. You want to study about Sundarban Delta. Why it is known as Sundarban Delta? Where it is located? Okay, and you see here, this one. Here it is Sundarban Delta. Where it is located? Sundarban Delta in the, where? Which side? Yeah, western side. Where? In the Bangladesh, West Bengal region. Not in the western side, West Bengal region. The Sundarban Delta located in the West Bengal region. Okay. Sundarban mangrove forest is located in the delta formed by river Ganga and Brahmaputra and their tributaries before they joining the Bay of Bengal. So, how these deltas are created? These deltas are created by the two rivers. Which are the two rivers? Ganga and Brahmaputra. Then, before they joining into Bay of Bengal, this created mangrove forest. Okay, that delta is known as Sundarban Delta in the West Bengal region. Okay, Sundarban Delta. The name Sundarban is derived from the name of the large mangrove tree Sundari that are most abundant in this region. So, why that region is known as Sundarban? The majority of the mangrove seen here is known as Sundari tree. Sundari mangrove. That is why it is known as Sundarban. The Sundarbans are home to many species including the Royal Bengal tiger. Okay. So, another one unique landform we can notice in India is the Sundarban Delta formed by river Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Okay. One of the largest mangrove forests located in this Sundarban Delta, and this is the abode or place for the tiger. Bengal tigers are living in these Sundarban deltas. Now, the hills of northeast. What do you want to study? In the northeastern side, hills are there. Which are the hills located in the northeastern side? Look here, the hills of the northeast include Garo, Kashi, Jaintia and the hills in Meghalaya. Which are the hills? Garo, Kashi, Jaintia and the Meghalaya hills. This region receives some of the highest rainfall in the world and has beautiful waterfalls. In the northeastern part of India, there lies many hills. Okay, which are the hills? Garo, Kashi, Jaintia. All these are located in Meghalaya. In which state? Garo, Kashi, Jaintia. Okay, 3 hills which located in the Meghalaya. Do you know where is Meghalaya in the hills? Where is Meghalaya? Here. Okay, so Garo, Kashi, Jaintia. Garo, Kashi, Jaintia hills of Meghalaya. Which are the 3 hills? Garo, Kashi and Jaintia hills of Meghalaya. Okay, then this region receives some of the highest rainfall in the world and has beautiful waterfalls. It is rich in forest, unique wildlife and fertile land. Got it? Now, what is this? Possible to read? What is this? Yeah, Mawlyingnaung village, one of the village in the Kashi hills of Meghalaya, is very famous and considered as the most cleanest village in Asia. One of the most cleanest village in Asia, Mawlyingnaung village, which is located in the Meghalaya district, Meghalaya state of Kashi hills. Okay, in the Kashi hills. Then cleanliness and eco-friendly living, bamboo dustbins, unique living root bridges. Can you see one picture here? This is the root bridge. Using the root of the trees, they construct bridges to cross the river using the natural root. Okay, by long years they shape the roots of the huge trees and construct these bridges. Okay, unique living root bridges made by weaving tree root over years. All these are the peculiarities of Mawlyingnaung village in East Kashi. In which state? Meghalaya. Considered as one of the cleanest village in India. Not only in India, in Asia itself. Okay, in Asia itself. So, what all things we studied? India, our chapter over. So, what are the things we studied? India is considered as a subcontinent. Okay, why it is known as subcontinent? Because it is separated from the mainland with natural barrier and boundaries. Which are the natural barrier and boundaries? Himalayas, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. So, India is considered as a subcontinent. India gives its name to the subcontinent. Then, it has diverse geographical features. That is the uniqueness of India. When we talk about India or when we study about India's geography, unique physiographic features are there. Okay, what all things are there? Snowy Himalayas, the Thar Desert, the plain region and the Peninsular Plateau. All these physiographic division help the people to shape their life. Okay, these features support varied soil, flora, fauna and livelihood, shaping a rich culture. We have our own culture. Okay, geography has played a key role in shaping Indian civilization. So, Indian civilization is mainly depend upon the geographical feature of India. Yes, you know that. Indus Valley civilization, where it happened? Near to river Indus. Okay, so this geography helped to shape the civilization of India also. So, one good chapter, you have to study everything related to the Indian geography. Let us codify everything together. What are the points we studied in the chapter? What's the name of the chapter? Geographical diversity. So, as the name indicating, we are studying about the diversity of India. What diversity? Geographical diversity. Okay, So what are the common things you have to study about India? India is the 7th largest country in the world. Then second thing, it is known as a subcontinent. India is known as a subcontinent. Then where India, varieties of peculiarities are existing in India in terms of its geography, culture, tradition, history. Among all these diversities, there lies a unity which helped to shape the life of the people and help India to stand as a unique nation when compared with rest of the countries of the world. Okay, then we are discussing about the physiographic divisions. Which are the physiographic division? Again and again, I am not going to explain you. Just watch the videos, study properly. Which are the physiographic divisions? Yeah, Himalayas. Then the second one, Gangetic Plain. Then the third one, Thar Desert. Then the fourth one, Peninsular Plateau. Then the fifth one, Coastal Plain. And the sixth one, Islands. Okay, these are the things we studied in this chapter. I hope it's clear for you. So study well. We want to discuss the question answers, MCQs and other questions later. Okay, so that's all. Thank you, children.